how's it going? I'm getting ready to eat lunch. I just ran around with Lucky outside in the backyard for a half hour. The sun's out, it's a really nice day. I want something refreshing. I'm so hungry and I'm really excited to have a kale salad again. I tried this one for the first time last night. I saw the recipe on the Engine 2 Kitchen Rescue documentary. It's on Netflix. It's super good. Everything that Rip makes looks so awesome. So after I watched the documentary, I'm like, okay, I have to try this. I, as you know, am a huge fan of kale. It is my favorite vegetable, but I usually only stick to curly kale. So this recipe calls for ostinato kale, which is also referred to as dinosaur kale because of its texture. So you can see it's got a nice texture. It's much easier to handle and deal with. And what I found last night when I made this salad for the first time is it's so much easier to wash. There's not a bunch of little curls that you have to try to get the dirt out of. So I think I'm going to be a really big fan of this. It's also delicious. So what you need is you need a bunch of dinosaur kale, cleaned, washed, ready to go. I use about a quarter of a lemon. And actually, let me show you this. My aunt got this for me. It's a little avocado holder. It's really cute. So when you open it up, there's the little guy. If you're not used to eating avocados, when you cut it in half, you'll have a pit in the center, and you eat the side that the pit doesn't come out in. This way, this is the leftover one, and the pit helps keep it from going brown. In the summer when it's really warm, Paul and I will sprout these pits, and we will sometimes get a little avocado tree. We had one that was about like this tall, maybe 2 feet. Unfortunately though, it did die, so we don't have it anymore, but it was really cool while it lasted for about 2 years. Alright, so we have everything we need. So now I'm just going to chop up the kale. I cut it about 1 inch to 2 inches. Let me just cut off the bottom of the stems first. I like having the stems in my salad. Oh yeah, this is what I cut off. But if you don't, you can cut that part off as well. Alright, so now we'll just get in here, chop up the kale. It smells so good and so fresh. I eat a lot of kale, so I crave it a lot, so this to me is just so much better than a candle. Alright, and then, so we have our pieces now. They're about 1 to 2 inches tall, so I'm just going to do a couple more quick cuts on here. And mostly that's just because I find it easier to eat when it's cut up really well. My secret with kale is actually, I think one of the reasons why I like it so much is because I tend to eat it with my hands. I really love the way that it feels between my fingers, and I usually do that when no one's around because otherwise I just feel weird, but I think maybe I'll just try to do it more in public. It's fun. The next time that you're eating kale by yourself, you should try it. Kale chips, obviously you eat with your hands, but you know, if you just cooked up some kale, steamed it, or threw it in the stovetop, I guess that's not as common. So now I have this great big bowl that I'm going to put all of this kale into. This is not the bowl I'll eat it in. This is mostly just to get it ready. Oh yeah, and you should have clean hands, so make sure you wash them. Okay, so we have our kale in the bowl here, and now what we're going to do, actually I have to slice the lemon one more time. Just makes it easier for me to squeeze in the juice. And let me just take out a few of these seeds right on the top. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to squeeze this in here. I have a couple cuts on my fingers so it burns a little bit. Oh, but it smells so good! Fresh lemon! Oh, that's the best. Seriously, that's one of my favorite things about eating so many plants and so much fresh food is just how good it smells. Alright, and there's a little lemon seed in there. I'm going to grab that out. Alright, and then I have to grab the other little piece and squeeze that in as well. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be so good. Okay. Now I'll just take out 2 more lemon seeds that fell in there. Cool. And then I'm just going to mix this up a little bit just to get the lemon juice on everything. I don't remember the exact way that Rip did it in the video, but this worked really well last night. Alright, and then I'm just going to rinse my hands real quick because they're all full of lemon juice. Alright, so now it's time for the avocado. So what I found, what I really liked is if you just kind of like scrape it with your fork, just to kind of break it up. This has been in the fridge overnight, so it's a little bit cold. So the fork's gonna help it get all mushy because this is essentially the dressing. So I also like this style because you have to use your hands a lot. Once this is all mushed up, we're gonna plop it into the kale and then massage it onto all of the kale with our fingers. I'm really excited to make this salad when my nephew comes. He loves to help me when I'm making things, especially juice. He's so into it. And I feel like this will just be such a fun salad to just sit in and let him use his hands to just push the avocado through all the kale. It'll be really fun. Okay, so then we can kind of plop this right into the bowl. And I'll just show you that in a second. I always use a fork to make sure I get every little last bit out of the little half here. Okay. Beautiful. So now, this is what we have. And we're going to start using our fingers to just gently massage the kale through onto all of the, massage the avocado onto all of the kale. I'm just going to put this down so that I can use both hands. It goes a little bit faster. And it feels super weird because the avocado like gets stuck on your fingers, so the kale does too. That's why I think my nephew will love it. He'll just be beside himself with joy. And it's just so good. I'll probably make a sweet potato in a little while because I want something more than this for lunch, but I am super hot because we were running around. Lucky loves to play tug and he loves to play catch. So he is so full of energy. He's a little over a year and a few months. So we play a lot, and then I need a lot of refreshing snacks to keep me fueled. Alright, so you don't have to do it for very long before the avocado starts to go over all of the kale. And I think this one is ready. And then obviously, depending on how much kale you use, you might have like a ton of avocado on every piece. If you use a lot of kale, you might want to think about using a whole avocado if half doesn't seem to be enough. So let's see. My hands are so gross. Well, not gross. I mean, it's good. It just feels like super weird. Okay. I don't want to waste any of it, so gotta make sure I get it all in the bowl. Okay. Well, if we had a plate, I would like finger paint on it or something. Maybe that's what we'll do when JJ gets here. After we make all our food, we'll make finger paintings. On a plate that we'll eat, of course. No wasting food. Okay, so this is what we have. Yay! Nice and green. And then over here, I have one of my big bowls that I love. I didn't like them at first because it was really hard for me to figure out how much food I was putting in it because the bowl is so big. But now that I'm switching to a plant-based diet, I try to fill the big bowl when I eat to make sure that I'm eating enough and to feel full. And it's mostly, you know, vegetables in there, so it's a good thing. Okay, so let's dump this in here. And I'm just gonna use my hands because I'm a really big fan. I like finger foods, they've always been my favorite. All right, let me see if I can get one last little squeeze of lemon juice on top here. All right, And if you have any tips, or if you like the kale salads, or you kind of have your own twist on this, let me know, because I really am digging this and I would love to experiment and to try different things. Maybe I'll try a lime next time instead of lemon. I also am really tempted to smash up some cashews and throw it on top of this, so they're like little tiny pieces, just to give it another extra burst of flavor and crunch. But here we go, the final product. Let's taste it. So good! You have to try it, it's delicious. Okay, well, I hope you enjoy. See you in the next video.